This Halloween, the biggest treat you can hand out is respect and kindness for your friends and neighbors. Halloween is right around the corner, and we thought now is a good time to remind you of some of the most important unspoken rules for Halloween etiquette. Like if a trick is crossing any boundaries, when we're at our most sugar crazed and excited, remembering to be kind, respectful, and tolerant of our neighbors will only make Halloween night more wonderful. So get those Halloween decorations up, but also brush up on some common sense etiquette and manners. Be respectful, right? Be respectful, right? Respect is the first thing in our list because it is arguably most important. Always remember to act respectfully toward your friends, family, and toward the people who welcome you to your home. For trick-or-treating on Halloween night, make sure to always say please and thank you for the treats you get. While you should always be careful not to walk in the street at night for safety reasons, you should also make an effort to avoid walking through homeowners' lawns and gardens. If you will be trick-or-treating with young kids, it may not be a bad idea to talk to them in advance to teach Halloween manners and remind them to be on their best behavior. These little things that show respect and kindness make a big difference in enhancing the holiday for everyone. Similarly, have the same respect for people who don't want to participate in the Halloween festivities this year. Some people are still reeling from the pandemic and may not feel comfortable opening up their homes to trick-or-treaters or going out to big Halloween events. So if someone has their home's lights off and no decorations up, they probably don't want you to knock on their door asking for candy and are definitely not welcoming of any trick. Or if a friend of yours doesn't feel comfortable going out to your traditional Halloween party, do your best to respect that decision as the first rule of etiquette. Be clear with your intentions. You expect people to respect your wishes for how you feel comfortable celebrating Halloween this year. You will also need to be clear with your intentions. For example, keeping the lights off in your home on Halloween night is a pretty clear indicator to trick-or-treaters not to approach. Meanwhile, a decked out house with bright lights is like a giant welcome sign for costume kiddos and their guardians. Similarly, don't be afraid to politely explain your comfort levels with celebrating the holiday to your friends and family members. Being transparent up front is less frustrating for everyone than sending mixed signals or bailing out of events last minute. All in all, transparency and honesty will help everyone have more fun this Halloween. Don't give out germs with the candy. If you will be handing out Halloween candy, try to do so strategically to avoid spreading germs that can cause colds, flu, or new coronavirus cases. Instead of leaving out big bowls of candy for kids to help themselves, hand out treats in their original wrapping to each child individually to minimize contact and limit possible contamination. You can also leave out hand sanitizer on your porch for children and their guardians to have a chance to clean their hands if they want it. Since this year's cold and flu season is expected to be particularly bad, everyone will appreciate the effort you put into keeping everyone healthy. Be smart with candy alternatives. As society has become more health conscious in recent years, you may be considering giving out something different than candy. However, you should make sure to pick treats that both kids and their parents will still love. For example, consider handing out sealed water bottles with cheap toys or themed pens and pencils. You could also hand out healthy snacks still in their original packaging that make for a welcomed addition to a school lunch, such as popcorn or fruit snacks. Remember not to hand out any homemade treats as a general safety rule. Trick-or-treaters are taught to only eat candy and snacks that come in its original packaging. So even if your homemade goodies were made with the best of intentions, they most likely would still end up in the trash. If you want to be creative and do something different for the trick-or-treaters that visit you, make sure to pick something they will actually get to enjoy. Use caution if you go out. So it goes without saying that Halloween is the scariest night of the year, but not always for good reasons. Past Halloweens have shown us that the risk of being involved in a car accident with a drunk driver on All Hallows Eve is significantly increased. Plus, car accidents and risky driving behaviors have been on the rise since the COVID-19 pandemic began. With all that said, make sure to use extra caution if you go out to protect yourself, your loved ones, and any little kiddos who might not be easily visible in the dark. Keep conversations friendly and complimentary. Halloween is a chance to unwind, and have some good old-fashioned fun. As such, make sure to keep conversations light and friendly. You may be interacting with lots of strangers who have differing opinions on politics or other controversial topics, but Halloween night is not the time to start a heated debate. Keep conversations friendly, cheerful, and try to work in some themed spooky language for extra fun. When talking to young kids, make sure to keep the conversation complimentary. If you ask young children who they are, too many questions about their costume, They may assume you don't know what they're dressed up as and take offense. Young children might not be able to tell the difference between you trying to take an interest in their costume and you not understanding what they're trying to be in the first place. Therefore, it's better to stick to compliments. Similarly, if you are trick-or-treating with your children, don't insult any candy or treats you get, even if it's not what you wanted. The homeowner picked out the treats themselves, and you might hurt their feelings if you ask for something else or don't accept them. Wear age-appropriate costumes. When you're picking out your Halloween costume, consider where and how you will be celebrating this Halloween. If you are going to be around a lot of children, make sure to dress in age-appropriate costumes. But if you'll be partying the night away at an adults-only venue, feel free to get as scary or risk as you'd like. Considering your audience when you choose your costume also means they'll appreciate it more, which will likely result in you getting lots of compliments and having tons of fun on Halloween night. Think carefully before playing any Halloween tricks. We've talked a lot about treats. So it's about time we mentioned the trick part of the equation. Small tricks are a Halloween tradition for many people. But if you're going to be playing a trick this year, make sure you pick some that are funny, harmless, and maybe just a tad scary. Some of those popular Halloween trick teenagers have played in the past that we've heard about have included things like egging or TPing houses or cars. While an exciting trick might result in an epic adrenaline rush while you're in the act, these pranks are actually illegal and can result in criminal charges for vandalism, trespassing, and littering. So if you're planning on playing a trick, pick a harmless prank that will result in laughter and not damage. Do we forget any Halloween etiquette tips? Let us know on our social. Happy Halloween.